Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for the final beer review from Cape Verde, Boa Vista. This is our last day, last night. It is about what time is it? It's about 4 o'clock, something like that our time, which makes it 6 o'clock your time. So we've had our final day in the sun, as you can tell. And I'm going to review the last beer of the Cape Verdean sort of beers, if you like, that I've seen lurking around. So this is another one from the Strela range. I think it's Ceris brewery. The brewery is in a place, I believe, something like Kriola or something. There's 10 islands to Cape Verde. I don't know where that place is. It'll be one of the islands, obviously. But this one is a bottler there, Kriola. And yes, it's a lager. I know nothing else about it. I haven't really read up about it. It's 5%. Now, if their range is the classic, the Kriola and the DSOS, this is the middle of the range one. Like I say, 5%. The classic's 5.6. The DSOS is 4.5. This is 5. So there we go. There's another quick look at the label. There we go. I'll spin it around. I know the light's getting on it. There we go. 250ml bottle. I've got 2 of them to go in this, so I've got a bit more time to review the beer. That's their crown. Apparently Strela means star in Cape Verdean, whatever you want to call it. So that's that. Picked these up at the restaurant. We went to a restaurant for an all-you-can-eat barbecue one night on a beach. They had these, so I picked up 2 to take away. So they were €2.50. Not going to complain too much. So €5 for 2 bottles. I got my other one open. The glass isn't clean, what do you expect? But no doubt I want to top this up. So there you go, 250ml glass that is. So the other 2 were quite decent. Definitely better than on tap in the pub. The classic is, and was actually quite a decent beer. So there we go, beer in a glass. Clear, crystal, well, I don't know, it's got a slight haze to it, and I don't think that's because the glass is dirty. There's a slight haze to it. There's a few bubbles going up. It's very much straw in colour, and it's just about got a dusting of head on top. Let's dive in on the nose and see what we get. This video will be released about the 4th of June, but you'll know that when you see it. So let's have a sniff. Yeah, malty, slightly sweet, bready. A nice sort of lemon citrus note. I think the beers are more or less very similar. I think they're pretty much sort of like the same beer almost, but different grades, if you like. Obviously one's a little bit lighter, a little bit thinner than that, one's a little bit stronger, but they all sort of seem to have this sort of bready note, malty, slightly sweet, citrus, but smells alright. So let's dive in on Strela Kriola. 5% Cape Verdean beer. Cheers, Cape Verde. Cheers for the redness, stroke suntan. Cheers. Yeah, it's pleasant, that one. I'll admit I had a couple when I was at the restaurant. So I thought, you know, while I'm there, you get to try new ones. Let's go in again. %, not a massively heavy body. It does feel a little bit wheaty, actually, if I'm honest. It feels a little bit like a wheat beer. So yeah, 5%, nice body, not massively heavy, but it's a nice body, a drinkable body. I'll get some more beer in there. Didn't bring a glass with me, obviously. Yeah, I'm going to say that's a wheat beer, you know, Kriola. Definitely got a wheaty flavour. Carbonation in there. It's busy, but it's not overpoweringly busy. It's not, pardon me, you know, wild and overpowerful. Carbonation, you know, it does sort of die down and becomes subtle in the background. Drinks easy enough. reasonably smooth as well. Get on some tasting notes. I don't know, I'll take some getting head on. So on the taste, wheaty, lemon citrus. I mean, the more I drink it, the more I'm thinking it's a wheat beer. I'm starting to feel like I'm picking up a little bit of a coriander kind of feel in there. That sort of Belgian wheat beer, Hoegaarden style, if you like. Yeah, and the more you drink it, the more it feels like it. I was thinking lager on the start. The more I drink this now, drinking 2 bottles on the trot, if you like, it's starting to feel more wheat beer like. Yeah, big citrus hit. There's definitely a sort of coriander feel in there. It sort of drinks like a lager, but has the flavours of a wheat beer. 5%. No inkling of that 5% in sort of really body. The flavours, plenty of flavour in there for a 5% beer, but there's no inkling that you would really sort of think it could get away with being a little bit lower, if I'm honest. Goes down well. Yeah, it's a wheat beer with a little bit of a lager feel in the background. It drinks like a lager, but tastes like a wheat beer. Yeah, unabad. It's a shame, really, that they only had this in the restaurant we went to. But apparently, if you go in the adults only section, you get all these bottles as well in your fridge. We're not in the adults only section. We're slumming it. But yeah, that's not a bad drop. It's a refreshing drop. It's a shame, really, that's not on tap, but I suppose they're going to give you the biggest seller, the one they can, I don't know, that's cheaper to make, if you like, most popular, that they can maybe water down and doesn't do too much damage to it. But yeah, Strela Kriola, for me it's a wheat beer. Like I say, I've not looked up if anyone knows any better, but it's definitely got a wheat beer feel to it. Yeah, it's not a bad drop, to be honest. It's got to be said, it's not a bad drop. I'd have happily drunk a few of them around the pool, but never got round to it. But hey ho, there you go. And just there, it looks like it's won an award for something. It's too small for me to read, but yeah, so it can't be that bad. Strela Kriola, thumbs up from me. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. If you go to the Cape Verde Islands, depending on which one you go to, try and get hold of these Strelas, give them a go. No doubt the hotel beer is, if you stop in a hotel, it's going to be worse than the bottles, but the bottles aren't too bad. So yeah, that's it from me. The final beer review from Cape Verde. Next one's obviously it's going to be a while now. It's going to be sort of 5th, 6th of June before you see anything from home, because I've got other videos, well, that I recorded before I went away, but there'll be some new ones coming up. There's plenty to keep you entertained. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give them a go. If you've had them before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Boom. See you on another one. Cheers.